One of the most asked questions I get on every one of my videos is, can I make this recipe without protein powder? Because of course, I know that just because I love protein powder, it doesn't mean that everyone else does. So whether you don't like protein powder, it hurts your stomach, you can't afford it, or your parents won't let you buy it, I got you. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, aka Fit Food AE, and today we're gonna be making 8 high protein, low calorie breakfast recipes without protein powder. So let's get started, shall we? So this video is gonna follow like a pancakes, waffles, French toast kind of theme. And first up, we've got some pancake bowl recipes. So this one is an apple pie pancake bowl made without protein powder. These pancake bowls actually turned out better than the ones with protein powder, in my opinion. Like they're just more moist. So we're gonna be using blended cottage cheese and non-fat Greek yogurt to up the protein. I would highly recommend blending the cottage cheese. You don't want it to be chunky. So if you're gonna make all 3 recipes in one go to meal prep, just blend a bunch of cottage cheese. Make sure to mix it thoroughly so there's no chunks. Also, you can mix the pancake bowl like right in the glass container. I don't know why I put it in the bowl first and then put it in the glass container. You could totally just do it and like not use up 2 bowls, but yeah, basically I added some apple pie fillings. You can get this from the grocery store just like in a can. You could also use regular apples, but I feel like the apple pie filling makes it more like apple pie-esque, and it makes it more delicious. So you just got to use that. And then of course, we're going to put it in the oven, and then afterwards we're going to add our graham cracker crumbs. So look at how moist and delicious this looks. Like it turned out so well. So I put a bit more apple pie filling on the top. You don't need to do that. And then some graham cracker crumbs. Just wanted to make it look cute for added effect. I also put graham cracker crumbs in the batter as well, just to make the texture better. But yeah, look at how moist. Oh my God, I keep saying that word. But honestly, a dry pancake bowl, there's nothing worse than that. It's just gonna make you not eat it. This recipe is great for meal prep. You can literally just bake it in the oven and then keep it in the fridge. And when you need to microwave it, you're good to go. If you want to bring it to the office, school, whatever, even if you work from home, it's great to meal prep. Next up, we've got a chocolate peanut butter cup pancake bowl. So yeah, the pancake bowl recipes, they're similar, but this one has a few different ingredients. So powdered peanut butter, which a lot of people are like, where do you find that? Literally any grocery store has it, as well as the monk fruit. Like pretty much any grocery store has it, but you can use like stevia or any other sweetener that you want. You could also use regular sugar if you really want to, but I think that defeats the purpose of looking at recipes on my channel. But yeah, a little bit of cocoa powder just to give it that like chocolate peanut butter kind of esque look. And then we're gonna actually crumble half a peanut butter cup in the batter, and then we're gonna use the other half on top just to keep the calories lower. But of course, if you wanna add more, you totally can. But yeah, again, these glass containers, I got them from Amazon. I will link them in my store, which is linked in the description, but you can pretty much use like any sort of container. And again, I don't know why, like in the last pancake video, our pancake bowl video, I mixed the batter in the actual pancake bowl in order to make it so you had less dishes, but I forgot to do that this time. But yeah, look at how delicious that looks. I just put a little bit of melted peanut butter on top, like literally melted in the microwave for like 30 seconds, no more, no less. And then the rest of the peanut butter cup on top. I just use the Reese's peanut butter cups. I know that there's like more natural peanut butter cups you could use, I guess, but I don't really care about that. But yeah, this was so good and decadent. You get the sweetness from the monk fruit as well as the peanut butter cups, and it's really, really good. It kind of feels like you're eating dessert for breakfast. Funny, I get a lot of comments of people saying their parents won't let them buy protein powder, and I just resonate with that as someone who had strict parents growing up. And I didn't really use protein powder back then, but I feel like if I wanted to, they definitely wouldn't have bought it for me. And for our third pancake bowl recipe, we have maple pecan. Is it pecan or pecan? I have no idea. Honestly, guys, I don't actually like pecans that much. I just think that they're a really good flavor to have, and I know a lot of other people like them. So I use brown monk fruit sweetener in this recipe. You could use just like regular monk fruit, but I just feel like brown monk fruit was more like pecan maple-esque. But anyway, you could also use a whole egg instead of egg whites if you want. And then obviously to up the protein, I use Fairlife milk, but you can use any other protein milk, or you could use regular milk. That's also totally fine. You might need to mix it quite a bit just to get the clumps out. And then again, we're gonna put half the pecans in there. I use a fork inside of put them in a plastic bag and use a fork to just like crush them up, just so there's not like massive whole pecans in there. Honestly, you don't necessarily need to spray with cooking spray. It probably won't stick, but I just do that because I'm like scared. And then I just use a little spatula thing to pour the rest of the batter out of the bowl. Otherwise, a lot of it sticks. Then you're gonna bake it. Make sure to not over bake because then it's gonna be too dry, but make sure not under bake. And I would just stick a fork in the middle. So stick a fork in the middle to make sure it comes out clean. The reason I'm sticking a fork in the middle here is because when I pour the maple syrup in, I want the maple syrup to like seep into the pancake bowl. So that's why I'm doing that here. But then yeah, I use E.D. Smith sugar-free maple syrup. It has like no calories. It's so good. I know that like Walden Farms technically makes like a 0-calorie one, but that brand is like disgusting. But I just put a little bit of crushed pecans on the top and then Biscoff spread because I just love the Biscoff. And the Biscoff I use is actually the one in the squeegee bottle, which you can get on Amazon. I get a lot of questions about that. I know a lot of people struggle with not having time in the morning, but this is a really easy one to meal prep and throw that excuse out the window. So next up, we've got double chocolate chip pancakes without protein powder. So I made this recipe because I was doing a brand deal with Zwilling, like a really, really awesome kitchen appliance company. So I just put everything into my Zwilling blender. Honestly, this recipe might work better if you have like a food processor or something, but if you have a really good blender like Zwilling, it'll work. But this recipe surprised me. It was like better than I thought. Like the sweetness without protein powder was just off the charts. The sugar-free maple syrup really plays a factor in that, and then also the toppings. But yeah, the one thing I should have done differently is I shouldn't have put the oat flour on the bottom there. I think I had to fiddle around with it a bit, but otherwise it works really, really well. And yeah, you want to make sure to blend it properly so there's no chunks. Obviously, we don't want chunks in there. But once that's all blended, you're gonna, while it's blending, make sure to heat up the pan to low, medium heat. You don't want to heat it up too high. I don't know if you guys like watch my older videos. I used to literally burn pancakes and French toast, and those videos still got views. I'm like, how on earth did those even get views? Like, why didn't people comment and be like, hello, your pancakes are burning? But yeah, once you see it kind of like bubbling and then the sides sort of starting to cave in like that, like little bubbles that are bursting there, then the pancake is ready to flip. Just make sure when you touch it, if it's not like sticking to the spatula, you're good to go. But if it starts to stick to it, you're like, okay, maybe it's not ready yet. But yeah, I'm not very good at flipping, as you can see. I just try my best. I'm just a girl. And then don't press on the pancake. I used to do this thing where I like press on the pancake as it was rising, which I don't know why I would do that. But yeah, look at how delicious those look. We got this massive stack. These are more hearty breakfast for sure, but 44 grams of protein without protein powder. If you're gonna drizzle Nutella, obviously don't go too crazy, or you could just use the fat-free whipped cream. Next up, we got a waffle recipe. So carrot cake waffles. These can be made into pancakes if you don't have a waffle maker. So don't you worry. By the way, I get some comments being like, I don't like cottage cheese, whatever. First of all, grow up. Second of all, this recipe doesn't taste like cottage cheese. Like you literally won't taste it at all. So you'll be good. And you get a serving of vegetables in here. I would recommend blending the carrots before you blend it with the other stuff in the recipe because it just makes it easier. And then yeah, you're gonna add a few spices as well. This recipe is perfect for fall because it's like, you know, ginger, cinnamony, that sort of thing, and all like orange color. But P Sign sent me this waffle maker ages ago. It's like a mini waffle maker. It's so cute. But yeah, make sure to not overfill your waffle maker because then it's gonna be like doughy. But I find that the first waffle never turns out well. You know how there's that like first pancake theory? It's kind of the same for waffles as well. But for the frosting, I like blended the cream cheese and the powdered monk fruit with my electric mixer just to make it more smooth. If you don't have one, that's totally fine. But I just feel like, again, it makes it more smooth and less chunky. So it's definitely hard if you have like a really small amount of liquid. But anyway, look at how thick and delicious those look. And the cream cheese frosting just makes it so much better. Like I am obsessed with cream cheese frosting. I will put it on anything. But yeah, again, this Zwilling blender, this is not sponsored, by the way. Like it is not sponsored by Zwilling, but I do find that having a good blender or food processor helps. This is so high in protein. Again, maybe more like a weekend breakfast, unless you work from home and have a lot of time in the morning. I work from home, but I feel like I still struggle to find time to even make microwave oatmeal sometimes because I'm just super busy. But yeah, these are delicious and I love how they have like an orange tint. I just love making my waffles mini and having this like huge stack. But of course, if you want to use like a regular large waffle maker, you can totally do that too. This cinnamon swirl French toast recipe is the best French toast recipe I've ever made. It's so delicious. I really lucked out by finding cinnamon swirl bread in the grocery store, but you don't necessarily have to use that. But yeah, basically you're gonna need like a shallow bowl or Tupperware to whisk everything together. Make sure to do that because it just makes it so much easier to dip the French toast in. So yeah, just make sure everything is whisk together, or you could use a fork if you don't have a whisk. So first you're gonna make the batter, and then you're gonna do like the monk fruit coating thing. So I just use like regular monk fruit with a bit of cinnamon, and then just mix it together. And then I use brown monk fruit for the batter. You could just use one if you really want to. But yeah, now we got our dunking station. So I did 3 slices of this delicious cinnamon swirl bread. Again, macros were great on this one, but you could just use regular bread if you don't have this. Yeah, you're basically going to dunk each side. Just make sure to not like over dunk it, because then it's going to be soggy and it might fall apart. What I would do is try your best to use up all the mixture. I called it batter before. I meant to call it mixture, and then the leftover mixture you could just like pour over it. I'm going to show that here. You could pour it over before, or you could pour it over like when you're preparing it in the pan. I got some comments being like, you didn't use all the mixture. And it's like, yes, I did. Like, relax. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, just put it on low, medium heat. Again, don't overdo it and burn it like I literally used to in my old videos. Like, what is going on? But yeah, it looks so good. Basically, when it looks like this, when it's like eggy like that, you're good to go. And then for the coating, I just sprayed each side with a bit of cooking spray and then put it in the coating. You don't have to do that. You could also like do an egg wash or do like a bit of unsweetened almond milk, or just like dip it in the coating. It should stick pretty well, especially if it's still hot. But yeah, anyway, the coating obviously doesn't have calories, and maybe the spray has a tiny bit. I kind of overdid it there, which I shouldn't have, but whatever. I feel like I never really count the spray to have calories. I did when I was like deep in my like ed phase. I was like, oh my God, how many calories each bite? No, like it's fine. Life is too short. But yeah, this looks so good. I like to top it with some sugar-free maple syrup. This is from Edie Smith. Again, very low in calories. You could also do like whipped cream or maybe some like Biscoff drizzle if you're feeling crazy. But yeah, this honestly looks delicious. Now we've got another waffle recipe. So these are maple cinnamon waffles, very similar to the carrot cake waffles, except like more basic. So you're gonna put everything in a blender. I made this recipe before. I got this Willing blender, and honestly, I feel like I almost overfilled this cup and I had to like fiddle around with it. But make sure to put the baking powder in there because you want the waffles to rise. And then obviously the maple syrup and the vanilla extract make it more sweet. You could also add monk fruit to this recipe to make it even sweeter, but I know some people, they not only don't want to use protein powder, but they also don't want to use like actual like artificial sweeteners. So whatever. I mean, monk fruit is from a plant, I'm pretty sure, but that's fine. But yeah, anyway, I was like struggling to figure out how much to put in the waffle maker because I feel like I had like just started making waffles at this point. But yeah, these look delicious, no protein powder. And I feel like I couldn't make waffle recipes before, but then when PE Science sent me the waffle maker, I was like, perfect. But I don't necessarily know like how many people even own a waffle maker, like if that's a common thing. But yeah, decided to cover it with some sugar-free maple syrup as well as light whipped cream. I feel like those are the most basic toppings, but these waffles are so soft and sweet and pillowy, and you could definitely share them. The serving size is big enough, but I feel like I would just eat it for myself. And finally, we've got a recipe for fall because we're now in October, which is crazy. So we have pumpkin pancakes. So the biggest difference here is you're going to add pure pumpkin from a can. Make sure to get the pure pumpkin and don't get pumpkin pie filling because that has completely different macros. So the thing with these pancakes, they're still high in protein, but because the pure pumpkin has like no protein, obviously they're going to have a bit less than some of the other pancakes I've made, but that's okay because we love pumpkin pancakes regardless. But yeah, basically you're gonna blend it all together and it's gonna come in this deliciously nice orange color. And then low medium heat again. Whenever I'm making pancake recipes to post, I get scared to pour more than one pancake at a time because I'm like, hey, it just needs to look perfect. And I feel like if I'm trying to multitask and do multiple pancakes at a time, sometimes it doesn't look perfect and I just need it to look amazing for the camera. But yeah, similar here, you're just gonna wait until it kind of bubbles up, and then also like around the sides, looks like it's ready to flip. If you touch it and there's still batter sticking, then wait a bit. Otherwise, you're gonna flip it. Try to be really clean when you're flipping it and not like make it so it migrates around the pan. But yeah, look at how easily it rises. It looks so good. These are perfect for like a fall brunch gathering. I am planning later this month to have like a potluck with my friends, like a dinner potluck for Friendsgiving, which I'm really excited about. So I don't know if I'll be making this recipe because it's more of a brunch, but definitely some dinner recipes. But comment below and tell me which one you're planning on making first. Me personally, I was making the pancake bowl recipes yesterday, so I was gobbling those up. And my favorite's definitely the first one, the apple pie one. As you guys have probably seen, I usually put like my favorite recipe of the video first. But yeah, these are delicious, topped with some light whipped cream and maple syrup as per usual. By the way, the toppings aren't included in the macros just because I'm like, okay, not everyone's gonna add toppings or people are gonna add different toppings. But yeah, these look delicious. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed these recipes, then I'm sure you're looking for more recipes without protein powder. So I'll link a video here that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel. And I post new videos every week. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.